One series in particular got me into fantasy when I was younger. I was never a big reader, but it was around end of elementary school, beginning of junior high, where my brother was a big reader. And I just wanted to copy what he was doing. But he was reading kind of random, more non-fiction-y stuff. The idea of fiction always kind of sparked my interest. He loved Percy Jackson as a kid, and that's kind of what brought fiction to my mind. And the first one that I found for Christmas, I asked for the original Nook. It was, I think it was cool. It was a piece of shit, but I thought it was cool. And my brother got a Kindle. And the series that first caught my eye was The Unwanteds by Lisa McMahon. The cover was a cool stone panther, almost with wings. I was like, that's cool. That's cool. I'll read that, man. I'll read that. And that was the first book ever in my life that I actually remember wanting to read. And not like in school being forced to read. It was, I would bring my Nook to school, and when I had free time, I would just sit there and read it. And I loved it. It was fantastic. I don't remember if I actually finished the series, because there is quite a few books in it, but I remember reading at least the first 3. The premise is super cool. Interesting class system in this basically magical world of wanteds and unwanteds that kids are sectioned off into. Main character is deemed an unwanted, and unwanteds get brought to an executioner and are axed. They're killed. But the whole thing is that the executioner is actually essentially Dumbledore and has his own magic school in this sectioned off part of the world that no one really knows about, and teaches these kids, being unwanted, to basically how to live and be human and realize that they are wanted, and do magic and cool shit. And then wanteds become higher class people in society that are wanted. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory, I'd say. The interesting part is the main character is deemed an unwanted, while his brother, another POV character, is deemed a wanted. So you get to see both sides of the spectrum of the world and see how these groups of people and these separate societies interact. And when I was younger, I just found it absolutely fascinating. And even reading through a little bit of like the opening 2 chapters again, I think it's super cool. I really enjoyed it. It could just be pure nostalgia because I loved it so much as a kid, but those books are so underrated. Every person I've ever talked about or talked with about fantasy, I've mentioned this series every time, and I've never heard anyone mention it or even know it. And I feel like that's a crime. Please watch The Unwanted. Not watch it. Actually, there was apparently, I think, a movie or something in the works at some point, and then it never actually came to fruition, like a lot of things, unfortunately. That would be sick if that ever did happen. But please read The Unwanteds.